Hello, my name is Mohammed and I am 14 years old. This week I have been staying connected with my friends through Snapchat and WhatsApp call. On Snapchat we usually text daily, and on WhatsApp call we usually call each other 1 to 2 times in a week using a group call. This helps us to stay connected and let each other know what we're up to, what work we're completing and what we're planning on doing after lockdown. This helps us to keep our mental health in a good state, and it is also helping us to get through each day step by step. This week I've been keeping physically active by going for walks in the local area while still adhering to the 2-meter social distance rule and keeping within the allocated time. This week I have taken notice about the reduction in pollution globally. From pictures I have seen that the towns and cities are more clearer and more vibrant, and just going outside you can tell that the air is more fresh. This week I have donated food to some residents in the local area. The new skill that I've learned this week is how to use certain online web apps to connect more with my friends and certain individuals. The 3 words that I would use to sum up the coronavirus crisis this week is uncertain, exhausting and worrying. The thing that I'm looking forward to after lockdown is just getting to see my friends and getting to go outside. This week I've been keeping physically active by going for walks in the local area while still following the 2-meter social distancing rule. This has helped me to keep a sense of refreshness and normality in daily life. The thing that I'm missing most from this lockdown is being able to go outside and socialise in the local community. Seeing empty streets is quite unusual. One way I've stayed connected with my friends this week is through FaceTime. Sometimes we might FaceTime during work or just when we are relaxing. It can be a struggle, but keeping in contact through these apps can make the days go faster, and it also helps during daily life. So even after this lockdown has ended, we still have ways to connect that we have learned through these tough times. One positive that coronavirus has brought is that I'm appreciating the little things even more. And one negative that the coronavirus has brought is that we are restricted from daily life. This can sometimes be quite difficult and stressful, seeing as staying inside all the time can be quite boring. Although it is very boring, it is quite important. So that is what keeps me going on a daily basis, knowing that this is contributing towards a better cause and reducing the spread of this virus. One of the positives is that seeing as we have more time now, I can focus on the things that I might not have been able to focus on if it was daily life, such as cleaning or organising certain things. This week I've been keeping physically active by going for walks in the local area and having a bit of a kickabout with the football. This has helped me to keep refreshed on a daily basis and keep my mental well-being in a good state, as being inside can be difficult during these tough times. One way that I've stayed connected is through constant messaging. This is getting to know what my friends and other people are doing during these tough times and what they are planning to do after this lockdown. Keeping them positive thoughts also helps to get through daily life, as there is a sense of optimism for the things that are going to happen after this lockdown and after we are out of this crisis. The superpower that I wish I had was to make time go faster. Some days feel like they're going on for more than 24 hours. This is due to being stuck inside for such a long time. Even though it'd be good for time to go faster, now with having more time during the day, we can accomplish more things and tasks that we might not have had time for if it was before this lockdown. This week I have been exploring new ways to keep physically active while still at home. For example, I have still been having a kickabout with the football, and I have also been trying new ways to keep fit whilst using the treadmill as well. One skill that I've developed this week is trying to find more structure in certain things. This may range from incorporating more things into my life whilst being at home and trying to find new ways of getting through days. Something that I've heard about this week that was particularly bad was that some people are not following the social distancing rules. This is in terms of public transport, that a lot of people are cramming together and are not socially distancing where possible. I think it is very important for people to set an example for other people to follow these rules. If we all work together, we can get through this faster. This week I felt optimistic about things moving forward and how things are slowly starting to improve. Something that has made me sad is seeing the amount of deaths nationally and globally. Something that has made me happy is that things are starting to improve slowly. Something that has made me anxious is that there is still a risk of the rate of transmission going higher. Something that has made me feel peaceful is that whilst there is still a small minority of people not following the social distancing rules, there is the majority of people that are, and this is a good sign that we are moving forward together. The difference of having that 1 extra hour to go outside with family members is that it feels more refreshing and free to be able to go outside and walk about and have that normal sense of daily life. If I was the Prime Minister, I would have handled the lockdown very differently in certain circumstances, such as bringing the lockdown in an earlier date and having much more tighter restrictions on certain time frames. I think this would be very beneficial in reducing the spread faster when it first started. I would also try to be very transparent in developments in the virus if I was the Prime Minister, and I would handle that in a very different way to where the public would know a lot about what is going on behind the scenes and how we are handling it. I am not really worried about the future, seeing as during this pandemic a lot of lessons have been learnt and a lot of ways of handling a big pandemic like this have been learnt. Even though mistakes have been made, there's been a lot of learning experiences on how to control the virus if there was to be another one. But there's that slight worry that the virus might come back and we might not be able to handle it if it becomes bigger and stronger. I think that is the biggest worry, that we might not be able to handle something that can come after if we cannot handle the current pandemic that well. I think the world has changed and it will be very different after lockdown and the coronavirus has hopefully passed over. I think now there's a lot more appreciation for all of the small things, and NHS workers, key workers, care workers, the whole group of people are helping during this current pandemic, and I think a lot of people are starting to appreciate their services more and understand how they're helping us on a daily basis. I also think the world will be different in terms of people questioning how certain things were handled and how they should be handled in the future. And maybe this is a big talking point, as there's been obviously a lot of deaths and a lot of tragedy during these current times, and I think it's very important to know how we can handle this better. I think the world will be different in that sense, that people will start to question why was this not handled properly, and maybe how could we handle it properly if it ever was to happen again. I think the impact of lockdown has been very significant on a lot of young people's mental health. This is due to being stuck inside and not being able to see friends or family or interact with other people. During the lockdown, my mental well-being has been quite consistent in being quite optimistic and positive. But I think sometimes it can get hard, especially being stuck inside for over 7 weeks, which can be quite difficult. As days are passing, I feel like a lot of people are becoming more optimistic and positive as things are slowly starting to get better, which is very important.